out on me. But I just wanted to say, when he
Yeah, we
called
did,
that
but go
woman,
ahead.
well,
We
first
get
of
ready
all,
to talk about him now, but go ahead.
first of all, excuse me, CNN is the new Fox. That's number one.
Mm-hmm.
Number two, that audience was hand selected by them. They were all Republicans, which probably you all was going to say the same thing.
Mm-hmm.
But when he went for that girl, it was interesting because I've never seen her stand up before. I was so
Oh,
I was
glad
surprised
she
why
was.
they stood up.
I was so glad she was as tall as him. I don't care what Sonny said. I don't agree with Sonny. I think she did a wonderful job, especially
Mhm.
when he told her that she was nasty.
She
And
did the
she
best
Nasty
she
didn't
was.
flinch. She
could. She
didn't
did the best
flinch.
she could
And
with
she
that
looked
man.
him eye to eye. She did not flinch one bit. I was watching her.
She kept it
And
moving like he didn't say nothing.
Well, you know what?
exactly. Right.
I found I had to look and see what other news people were saying about what kind of job she did, because I'm not a news person.
Right. Did she
And
do what she's good
Well,
known
let's
for?
tell first of all the history of her. First of all, she was a Republican. I don't know if people knew that.
Okay.
I
She
didn't know
started
that.
off as a Republican news person.
Oh.
That's probably why he chose her.
Okay.
And she also was that would go on air and talk about all these conspiracies, the same as other Republicans do.
Okay.
Wasn't
She was doing the
people
same
that
thing.
was working with Don Lemon before he got fired? Wasn't she one of the girls?
Well, lately she's been on CNN or whatever, helping. But
yeah,
what
she
I'm
was
saying,
one of the was one of the people that worked with Don Lemon before he got fired on that morning show.
Oh, so she is a person that is part of that whole, let me say what conspiracies are. So the stuff she was accusing him of, she at one time practiced.
Okay.
Which was being a Republican who thought everybody was against them and everything.
Maybe that's
other reason why
that's
he
the
chose her.
background. Sonny probably don't like.
Then the other thing that they didn't like about her, and I didn't realize this till they said it, and then I went back and looked.
They didn't like about it?
Other reporters and stuff.
Okay.
I didn't realize it till I went back and listened, is that she asked him questions that allowed him not to answer and to be able to just talk. Now, he could have worked that out ahead of time.
Kim? What do you mean? Can you explain that to me?
Okay. They gave the example of the question when she said, do you owe Mike Pence an apology? A reporter would never ask somebody that question. Because that's an open-ended question.
What would they
Do
say?
I owe him an apology?
How would they ask?
Why would I owe him an apology? Now I get to talk, right? Why would I owe him an apology? He didn't. No.
How would they word that?
They said they would say, do you feel because you jeopardized Pence's life by sending that crowd over there, which is what you're under investigation for, where they went into the place saying, hang Mike Pence, and he had to run for his life. Do you feel as your vice president, you should have called him? You should have said something to him while these people was coming after him? That would have been a better question.
You think he still would have not?
No, not that he would have answered, but you would have put out into the atmosphere that he
the right answer.
Sent that crowd there.
The right
they
answer.
Trying to hang Mike Pence. You see what I'm saying? When you just do a question, do you owe him an apology? People in the audience, or not in the audience, but on the airwaves, it's like, what does he owe Mike Pence an apology for? It's an open-ended question. They said a couple of her questions were open-ended, allowing him to speak.
But that's
now
fine,
I feel
right?
like,
that's
well,
still
here's
fine
the
because
thing.
he's a butthole when he does speak.
But here's the thing. I felt like he already knew what I think that's the only reason why he came on there. He already sat down and said what the questions had to be. He already knew the audience was going to be MAGA people, and he knew who the person was that was talking. So I just felt like it was already a setup from the very beginning.
It was another one of his rallies because it had absolutely nothing to do with opposition or nothing. You know what I mean? It was another rally. It was set up. It was planned. It was ridiculous. But when he got on her, it was interesting because he said, well, you so and so and so and so. He said, well, you this. You so and so. Well, you didn't do that. You so and so. You didn't do that. You know what? You're nasty. He could not take her coming back and forth and back. He couldn't deal with it.
Exactly. So I think she did the best of what she could. She did the best with what she could do.
I thought so. And it bothered me because Sonny on The View today, she ripped her apart and said, what's the other one? Jake Tapper. He said, Jay should have been the one interviewing. How dare you come down on another woman the way it was so cruel, the way she said it. I don't know. I was pissed at Sonny today.
Well, let's look and see what happened.
Oh, you have it right here.
Basically dominated by Donald Trump at the town hall. Okay. And CNN got a lot of flack for it. They thought he shouldn't be, he should not be given that kind of a platform to spew his constant pathological lying. But last night, what's his name? Anderson Cooper got on TV to defend their position. Watch.
Many of you are upset that someone who attempted to destroy our democracy was invited to sit on a stage in front of a crowd of Republican voters to answer questions and predictably continued to spew lie after lie after lie. The man you were so disturbed to see and hear from last night, that man is the front runner for the Republican nomination for president. And according to polling, no other Republican is even close. You have every right to be outraged today and angry and never watch this network again. But do you think staying in your silo and only listening to people you agree with is going to make that person go away?
So,
Okay.
And Donald Trump said that many minds were changed.
Where's
Hopefully
the Sunny
against
part?
him.
Is that on
I
here?
think he's right.
That's with the commercial.
Oh, okay.
So the one thing though, to your point, Wendy, here's the thing, it made me mad today because even how Sunny got her word out, she was very rude about it. Let me speak.
That's what I
Let me
said. You
speak.
said rude. You said rude. I said cruel. It was tasteless.
And
She
and
was-
here I've been
she wasn't
noticing her.
tactful at all.
She has been hypocritical in a lot of things that she says, even with the Ebony
Yeah.
Williams comment. Alyssa, I love Alyssa, right? Even in her Republican views, when she jumped in and said, we shouldn't be shooting down other female reporters. We're supposed to support one another as
Absolutely,
women.
but that's the way Sonny rolls. Like if you really check her out, she's Puerto Rican when it's convenient.
Yeah,
She's black
she's
when it's
black
convenient.
when she's convenient. Thank you.
Yeah.
And I'm tired of it. I really am.
Let's see
you
if
know,
this is
and
her.
she's a very brilliant woman as far
Mhm.
as intelligence.
Right.
But she's almost told us in so many words the way she says she's done things to her husband. She's that kind of person, and it comes out, seeps out. But I really hate the way she switches back and forth from
Yeah.
being Puerto Rican to being black.
Yeah. What are you today?
Right.
Alyssa
Yeah.
got her. Are you a female today? Because you showed dogging this lady out.
Oh, she said that?
No, I'm saying
Oh,
that's
I'm
what,
like,
that's
If
the
you,
question
if
we're
you
all
had
asking.
heard the way she talked about this woman, who she obviously used to work with, or was in that same circle at least.
Thank
How
you.
dare you say, "Oh, she didn't stay on him enough"? Yeah, she didn't
She didn't
stay on him
fact
enough.
check.
That's why he called her nasty. What are you talking about?
So it's
What are
not
you
a-
talking about?
That's
And then you
commercial.
say,
It's
"Oh,
not- it's another thing.
I think Jake Tapper would have did a much better job." How dare you?
Right.
Who are
And-
you?
And even even if you were to suggest, yeah, there's other reporters, like Kim said, that there was a reason for her being on that stage to even get Trump to probably be a part of it. He probably wouldn't have done it if Stacey Abrams was on there or somebody else.
Oh, no
He would
way.
be like, I'm not going on there unless it's somebody that I like.
He's like that about everything. He was so disgusting.
But
He just
everybody,
repeated lie after lie after lie. He's still carrying a lie about he won.
everybody,
well, he has to lie about that.
Kim said he's already
All right,
done.
I
let's
know,
see.
but it
Hold on.
blows my mind, even though he had to do it. I'm like, are you serious?
You said it's after here.
Funny
Okay,
is.
let's listen.
Okay, here you go.
Think that you don't give a bigot and a racist and a misogynist and a liar and a cheater and a sexual abuser and a defamer a platform of 3 million
disagree.
people. And I'm saddened. I used to work for CNN for quite some time. Anderson Cooper has been my friend for over 20 years. And I'm saddened that he tried to gaslight me yesterday by saying that people are in silos. People aren't living in a silo. They are choosing to listen to the lies or not. 46.9% of people voted for Trump in 2020, but he lost the popular vote by over 7 million people. We know who this man is. We learned who this man is, and we did not need to see what we saw. I think that that town hall will be studied in journalism schools around the country as to what not to do. It was not fact-checked appropriately. I don't believe, again. The girl tried, it's not good enough in that
can't
type
keep
of
up with
situation.
9 lives in a
Can I just not be interrupted for a second? She didn't have
Hear
a
the
ring.
audience moan.
He agreed to the interview because he knew he could steamroll her.
That's not fair.
Jake Tapper would have done a better job. And I will tell you that, remember, Trump walked out of a 60 Minutes interview with Leslie Stahl because she was fact checking him in real time every single time. It's time for some real introspection at CNN, because I often thought, like just Judge Brandeis, the Supreme Court Justice, actually Brandeis, that sunlight is said to be the best of disinfectants. This time,
But that's what this
that
is.
no, CNN went with Les Moonves. This was a business decision.
Oh.
Les Moonves said this was awful for the country, but it was good for CBS. This was
CNN.
awful for the country. CBS was awful for the country, but congratulations, CNN, for making a little bit of money on the backs of our democracy.
Respectfully, he's reaching tens
That is her.
Well, Alyssa made that comment about,
of millions of people a day, whether he's platformed on CNN or not, and he's spewing lies that tens of millions of people are seeing. And we are a country in silos. I think our political divide is one of the most dangerous things to our democracy, because I have family members, people I deeply love, who don't know basic truths about things that he says, like that the election wasn't stolen. That is the
And they don't
biggest
know them now.
platform that he's been challenged on. And he will continue to reach those people, whether it's on CNN or not, and go completely unchallenged.
And so why put it on CNN?
Well, because
You just told her to let you talk. Why don't you let her
I
talk?
told you she's hypocritical.
Like you just made a big thing about letting me talk.
Sonny didn't have, Sonny said about the fact checking. That's what made that girl so good. That's what blew Trump's mind. She knew the facts already in her head. And she corrected him each time because she did her homework. Of course, they could have somebody validated, but she checked him every lie, every
funny.
one.
And Wendy, it's funny because earlier or in the other segment, when they said that I felt she did okay for what she had to work with, because he was louder than her. She has a softer voice. And Sarah said, I didn't need to be fact checked because I knew half the stuff he was saying was a lie anyway. We know Obama didn't take no files home. That's common sense. And then Sonny made the comment, if he wouldn't have done it if I was interviewing him.
And
How
then
you
that's
know
another
that?
thing. Even in the Bible, it tells you the race doesn't belong to the fast or the swift, but to the one who endures to the end. She
Yeah.
hung in there. She hung
And I
in
don't
there
agree.
to the point where she irritated him so bad he had to call her a name because he was
Even
so
though she's
mad.
a Republican, like you said.
I don't like how Sonny said, again, I disagree, that allowing him to speak, you only allow, that's the problem with the Democrats right now.
Right. She's a problem with the
If
Democrats.
we like you, you can speak. Only if you say what we want to hear from you, you can speak. That's why they don't give Democrats way on the left a lot of be able to talk. Like what's her name, the Latino girl?
Ortez.
Or they don't give the ones all, you know what I'm saying? The ones in the middle a way to talk. They'll say that they, fake or whatever. So you have to be able to allow people, even if you don't agree with them, to say what they need to say.
Thank you.
Now, what I would wish had happened is that they would have had more other people in the audience.
That's what Sarah
but
said.
he would not have come.
But Sarah
That's what
said
I'm
it would have
saying.
been nice to have
But
a
what did you
mixture.
say, Kim? It was what?
If they would have allowed other people from different
Not
backgrounds,
just- yeah.
just not MAGA people,
Not
in the
just his
audience.
supporters.
Right.
All of
Yeah.
them were not clapping. The cameras
Yeah.
was rolling and panning in. Some
And
people
not
just
that,
sat in their chair.
CNN knew what was going on. Come on.
Yeah,
But Sarah said it was about the money.
yeah. But
That-
we always said that.
And Sonny needs to just shut up because it was about the money too. We want our ratings to go up as well. We're about money and business.
And I hate to tell y'all, I keep trying to tell y'all, that's why you gotta, with a mind stayed on God is perfect peace. Y'all gotta stop getting so hung up into this man. Because honestly, and I said this yesterday, Wendy, when you got cut off, he probably is going to be the next president of the United States.
My God.
Listen, I
So
was
if
standing
that's
out- I was
enough,
standing out on my deck
If
the
that's
other day.
enough to make
Yeah.
you go crazy,
Yeah.
then you'll be crazy for the
Like
next 4
Joy
years.
said, I was having My blood pressure was going up.
It doesn't matter who,
I'm
if
not
you
gonna,
are a
I'm not gonna
person,
watch him. I'm not gonna watch him. My neighbor was out on her deck the other day. She said, you know, I know you're not gonna like what I'm saying, but Trump's gonna win. I said, if I hear that from another person, but I'm smarter this time. I'm not going down the rabbit hole watching him every 5 minutes. He reminds me of an old drunk in a bar.
thank you. Just
I'm
don't
not
watch
gonna,
him.
I'm not gonna feed into it this time. I'll
No.
get my news from you all. I'll get my news from The View. I'm done.
Turn it off. Don't watch him. He's a clown. He's a runaway show.
I mute my TV when he comes on. I mute it.
People don't realize in my travels, when we do our missions trip, we had a ministry in Czech Republic. We were in Slovakia. There was a church in Slovakia and there was a church in Czech Republic. We don't realize the history of those two countries, communism.
Okay.
When we sit down with people in the church that we are ministering to, or the youth rallies that we go to, until I've gone to other countries, I don't realize how good we have it here with the freedom we have.
Mhm.
We have the difference of opinions when it comes to policies and politics. They didn't. They were under communism.
Yeah.
Everybody
Right.
had to do this. Everybody had to think this. And when Sonny keeps talking about, I don't want to hear him, he's against what we want to say. No, that's the freedom we have in this country. Even if they're knuckleheads, bigots, we let the Ku Klux Klan march.
Okay.
Let them march. Anything that happens to them after that is on them. But
Okay.
they have the freedom to
Right.
speak what they feel and what they, even if it's totally, I love, and my mom and I were talking about it today.
Mhm.
God gives us a choice.
Yeah.
He even said, I'm not forcing you to follow me
Right.
and accept my son who is a gift. You got a choice.
Yeah.
Whatever choice you got that
And imagine
choice.
how much the angels hate the devil and the demons. And they got to deal with them every single
Y'all
day.
knuckleheads for going
It's-
against our God.
They probably was, it's like, why is God even allowing
Yeah,
them to even
Because
exist?
he gave him a choice. Even Satan had a choice.
So,
So,
all right. Emerald says, hey, ladies.
hey,
She
I'm
said,
ready.
hi, Wendy.
Hey,
said,
Em.
Hey, everybody say hi, Emerald.
Hey,
Emerald says, Kim, please don't speak that
I
into
said hi,
existence."
Em.
She said, hi,
I said
Em.
hi.
She said,
I
hi,
said
Em.
hi, Em. And oh, by the way, Kim, I noticed that you attached a nickname to me, and
Oh,
it was so interesting to me that I went online and I looked it up to get the
What's the
full meaning.
nickname?
Girly.
Oh, I call everybody girly. What does that
I
mean?
know, but I wanted to get the full impact of what it meant.
What does it mean?
And somebody sweet and feminine and soft.
Oh,
Girly?
well, you
Yeah.
girly then.
Right?
So I said, okay, I'll take that as
I call everybody girly.
as an old woman. Do you really?
I don't call men girly, but I call all
Well,
women.
Some men could be
It's
called.
But
a
now
cute
that I know
name.
soft and feminine, I'm not gonna call every woman girly.
Thank you.
I hear you.
Emerald says, Kim, please don't speak that into existence.
Oh, about Trump.
About Trump being
Let's be
president.
ready. There's leader. I keep telling y'all when we talk about the Bible, there was some mean kings over those children of Israel.
just gotta
And they
be
had to deal
prepared.
with that mean king.
I don't want him to be president,
Mhm.
but be prepared, guys. That's
Okay.
all I'm saying.
So what?
Well, I tell you what, I don't drink. I'm not really a drinker, maybe Christmas or something like that.
Yeah.
But honey, if he wins, I will be buying a bottle or something.
Drunkard.
I'm serious because my nerves, oh my God. It's, in other words, I'm not going to feed into it, but if it happens, I will definitely be like shaken.
Some people even said as far as going as far as to say they moving out the
Yeah.
country. They moving to Canada.
Listen, I got a cousin. I have a cousin in Canada. She said, come on over here.
Come visit. Emerald says, Wendy, you got me. Everyone calls me M. Laugh out loud.
Wow.
Yeah. Okay.
Interesting.